Welcome to the Devolution, a show to empower, enlighten, and entertain divas and those that love us. The views and opinions expressed on the
I didn't get to stop it fast enough. So, there, one mistake already. So, welcome to the Devolution Show. It's kind of bittersweet. I've had a bittersweet day today because I took my son back to the airport very early this morning. And I so enjoyed having him here, and we were with my other son and brand new grandbaby, and he got to meet her for the first time. So it was just wonderful, and I had so much fun. But I'm tired, and I'm a little giddy. I've been up since 5. But it's going to be a really good show. I've been looking really forward to having this gentleman on. And if you remember a few weeks ago, Beth Bryce was my guest, and we took this class together, I should say, because that's the name of it. And we met this wonderful man who is a philosopher, and he doesn't even know it. He has bits of wisdom from the ages, and he puts his own spin on them, and they're universal truths. They're philosophical. And you wouldn't even say that they were. You personally would not, but they are. They're universal truths, and he's with us tonight. So welcome to the Devolution Show, Terry DUPERON.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. So what do you think so far?
So far, it's been easy.
Yeah. I haven't asked him any questions yet. That's all. So our subject tonight is growth. Oh. And I forgot to turn off the air conditioner. But that's okay. So the reason that I picked growth is because everybody at that class grew, didn't they?
I think so.
Yes, I do too. And it's because of the way that you led the class. And it's not only the way that you say things and the things that you say, it's your whole demeanor of making people comfortable, and I really admire that. You're a pretty cool guy.
Thank you. And I think the dynamics of the class was the people participating in this, and this class was really good because so many did participate fully, wholeheartedly.
Mm-hmm. And it's the first one that you've had that was all women.
Yes.
So that's interesting.
A little scary, but it was interesting.
Were you a little afraid up there at the beginning?
No,
especially with, you knew, how many of those women did you know prior to that day?
3.
Oh, I had no idea. So Risa, who else?
And Kelly. And Linda.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Kelly and Linda.
Yeah.
So one is a financial advisor and the other one is a real estate agent. Broker. She's a broker. I didn't know that you had known her before.
Not just briefly. I met her one time before.
But you had met her. Very interesting.
Yeah.
So the rest of us, I know I saw the class on Facebook. Beth saw the class, and the girl next to me saw the class on Facebook. And then some of them actually worked at SVSU, and it came across in a memo, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was a couple from the university.
So I think 3, right?
I think so.
1, 2, 3. If you're sitting there.
Yes.
Anyway, so here was this group of women, and I knew one person there that had never met before, except for I knew one, and it was really interesting. The first class, everybody was just kind of watching each other and seeing how it was going to play out. But by the end of the class, we all knew each other pretty well. And we were all in that room for a reason. I love synchronicity. I totally believe in it. And I believe that there was a purpose for us all to be in that room. Do you believe in that?
Yes, very much so. Yes.
And what do you think the purpose was to be in that room?
I never know, and I think it's different for everybody. And because after a class, you can talk to people, and they will pick out certain things that really appeal to them, and it's kind of different for everybody. So everybody gets a little something different out of the class. So I think that it's really hard to tell specifically. We'll see.
So what was your favorite thing about that class?
The full participation in that class. Everybody from the first class on was fully engaged. They were very real. Everybody got very real. They weren't playing with their cards real close to the vest. And they're very open. And so when you're around people who are being themselves and real, it's very appealing. It's very... It's a really neat place to be a part of all that.
And something that you kept saying that touched me very much was that you see the core of the person.
Yeah.
And you let us see your core, too.
Well, we talked about being non-critical.
Right.
And if you it's hard not to criticize yourself. In fact, I think most of us are our own worst critics, but it started outside myself. I decided that when I married my wife, I would not be critical. And at first it was very hard. But then as time went on, I started not seeing her faults. I just didn't go there because I couldn't comment on anyways. And eventually I didn't see mine. And I'd say today, I don't see anybody's. So it's very freeing when you can start to actually see somebody. Not on the filter of what you want them to be, but as they are. And... So I hope I answered your question.
You did, and you added so much more to it, and you proved my point. What you just said is so deep and so profound, and if everybody lived like that, what a much more pleasant world we would have.
The gift was really ended up to be mine because I get to see. I get to see you. I get to see my wife. And I get to see who she really is, who she actually is. And if you start to see it without critical, you'll start to see the greatness in people.
Yeah, I love that. And you made that decision on a very special day, didn't you?
The day I got married.
As she was walking down the aisle, you got scared.
Yeah. And she was coming down with her father, and I decided then, I made my personal commitment to me, that if I couldn't accept this woman exactly as she is, without change, without criticism, run. And I decided I would accept her. And then at first it's hard because when you first get married, you just kind of look at her and say, I didn't see that coming.
Right.
but eventually, if you can't comment, you kind of don't go there. You just don't go there. And for the life of me right now, I cannot see one reason under God's green earth I should find a fault in you. I don't know what value it would have.
Right.
Or good it would do anybody.
See, isn't that wonderful? That's a really good way to live life, I think. I like that so much. And it's very profound. Another thing that you said that I really liked and I agree with so very much is... be true to who you are always. And that's what the devolution is all about. It's not me wanting to be someone that I think Julia's going to like or I think Sandy's going to like. It's just to be who you are, because then if people don't like you, they don't hang around with you. You end up with the people that like you.
Right.
Is that how you feel? Is that why you say that?
I think when you finally become very real, just who you are, and accept that on your own, people tend to like you. People have trouble with people trying to be somebody else. Everybody else is kind of taken, so you're going to stuck with me. But I think that one of the things I seen in that class was a lot of people being very real, very true to what they think, and not sending a representative. I seen a comedian said that once, that when he went out on the first date, he said, I didn't date her, I dated her representative.
And that's the truth.
Yeah. But if you can see the person, it comes from not being critical, that you can truly see who they are. And I don't think anybody in that class was critical of each other all the way through it. I don't think that
Right.
they were seeing everybody's faults. In fact, I think everybody's really seeing their qualities. It was nice to be there.
Yes, it was very nice. For everybody, I think it was.
For me.
So let's talk about that a little bit. One of my big takeaways was your whole outlook on weaknesses. Because we're too hard on ourselves on the things we can't do.
Yes.
And how did you come about? First of all, tell us how you came to that conclusion, and then what your conclusion is about weaknesses.
Well, in the class, I have everybody write down 5 weaknesses and 5 strengths. And then when they get done, I have them cross out their weaknesses, because you didn't get here on your weaknesses. You got here on your strength. And we tend to focus more on what we're not than what we are. And the truth is, success has nothing at all to do with what you're not. And it's just a matter of running with what you got. If you focus in on what you're not, that's what you'll see. If you just run with what you got and not question that. I think in the class you see that it's set up so you're not compared to anything or anybody all the way through it. It's a non-comparative class in hopes that we do that we don't start to be comparing ourselves to someone else. But the point I really want to make is that success has nothing to do with what you're not. I could fill this building up with volumes of what I'm not. So I want to, I learned it a long time ago, to just start not being the one that stops me, not being the one that limits me, and not being critical of myself, and running with what I got. And the world changed for me, and it ended up life I love. I love my life. I don't know how to make it better. I love it.
See, and that's what you want for everybody, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, very much so.
And so that's so cool. That's so cool. So far, you've told us to focus on our strengths and just get rid of the weaknesses.
Yeah.
And it's okay that we have them. We just can't let them hold us back.
Yeah, they're not what gets you forward. They're not what gets you success. They just, everybody has them. Everybody has something. But if they are the dominant force in your life, then you're in trouble. But they don't have to be. Everybody's human. Everybody suffers the pain of being human. Whether you sit on the couch the rest of your life, or you pursue life as you want to, it will find you. And I think that in fear of that, we don't do. Because
right. Fear of failure.
But it's coming anyways. You'll cry again.
Yeah. Don't say that. So, yes. So far, the things that you've said are really profound. And if we just took that away from this whole conversation, just those things, we could really make some major changes in our lives. I used to be, this is how you've changed mine. I used to be really hard on myself for being a procrastinator. I am a procrastinator, but I still get it done.
Yes.
So what difference does it make? You taught me that. What difference does it make if I wait till last minute? It still gets done.
Right. Yeah, and we all have stuff we go through life with, and I procrastinate too. And, 3 days later, I finally do it, and I can't believe I wasted all
that long. God, that only took 10 minutes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so that's really cool. Another thing that you said is the opposite of fear is gratitude.
Yes. I think it is hard to be afraid when you are grateful. And so I look at it, and I don't know if I never read that, so I just kind of said that. But for me, that's what it is. And for other people, it might be different. But when I'm grateful, I'm not afraid.
Tell us about that. What do you mean?
Well, that's a long story. I